You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to... You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning, she will... We're not going to go through with this. Ignore him. The interior of the blade. You take the blade from the... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly... Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if... Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Oh boy.
But is it over? Really over?
I was not expecting her to die right away. I thought she was gonna dodge like she always does. But she just took it this time. I need to believe that she's dead in order for her to actually be dead. Let's say she is. If I say that she's dead, she's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
Is it?
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
I mean...
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Except it's empty, isn't it?
Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far... What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
No, that's bullshit. Let me out of here.
What's done is done. And there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I don't.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. Hey, We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
No. Didn't you hear the narrator happy? No. Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
The blade.
Yep.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and he's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this one. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only... Don't you dare.
Yep, this is the only way. Wouldn't using the blade, yeah. Anything to get out of this hell? You're right, I didn't like that idea. No, let's do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world?
No.
An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs.
Because the knife is still stuck into the princess.
The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Holy shit.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Spectre!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is you're here to slay her.
Off we go.
A warning. She will lie. She won't be a problem.
So, the other didn't collect her when I killed her. Is the voice of the cold new? I feel like I've heard that voice before.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant and the blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Because we believe that she was dead, so she is dead.
You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I want to hear what she sounds like.
The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally.
Is she still dead?
As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
She might still be dead.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead.
Yes, she is.
It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is my favorite version of the princess. Not dead, but like the way that she's drawn. I like it a lot. Reminds me of like the Grim Fandango and Dia de los Muertos.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you.
Okay, this is less acute in my eyes and more creepy. But when she's further away, she was cute.
Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
Although it's giving me Jack Skellington vibes from Nightmare Before Christmas. Or that lady, I forget her name. Skellington's lover or admirer.
So she has a body.
That's where I stabbed her.
And she's right there. That means we could kill her again. If we wanted to.
Dang it. I really want to see how it plays out because I just want to know. I don't want to just kill her. I'm sorry. I want to see. I want to know.
I see you brought that annoying knife again.
I did.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
Yes, all of the above. Do you know why you came back?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
And where are you supposed to be?
Home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away.
I don't know if that came through or if the game glitched at just the right moment, but I'm pretty sure it was on purpose. Right when she said, I just don't know it isn't here, on here, I heard that at like 3 different volumes and levels and like right on top of each other, so it sounded like she was stuttering a little bit. It was cool. It was very cool. Listening to this, at least with the headset on, was awesome. Is awesome.
Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
Okay, there are at least a dozen different options here, which is insane. But I'm going to pick this one. If you can go through walls, can't you just leave on your own?
I wish that's how it worked, but this place won't let me go. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Oh my god. Yes, that confirms it. That she is, the voice actor is whispering the lines at the same time that she's also saying them, and it's marvelous.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything would be fine. Hasn't got out and can't get out are 2 very different things. It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride.
You want to possess me, don't you?
After all,
Oh my god.
you owe me.
Holy shit. Oh.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her.
That's one of the things that I love about visual novels that I don't think is really easy to do in many other, I guess, games. It's little tricks like that, not jump scares really per se, just like things that get under your skin and gives you these chills in the same fashion that kind of like building tension in a very scary like Resident Evil game or whatever in the beginning before you see the monster. does. It elicits that feeling, but like right away, it's instant. And then it goes away. Oh man, I like it. Like they just, when the screen goes black and then they show you a scene of like unspeakable horror or a murder scene or something like that, or this lady transforming. It gets to me every time.
Would she be able to see
I like it.
us if we went along with it?
I like it a lot.
Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him.
Ooh.
I wonder what she would have to say to the
Oh.
one who wants her dead so badly.
The narrator. Oh, here's another thought. What if the narrator is also me? It's just my first voice. The one that knows the most, but isn't allowing me to remember.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
I mean, every time you tell me that, it makes me want to do it even more. What if I say no?
Then I won't hitch a ride.
You won't hitch a ride if I say no, or you can't hitch a ride?
I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you. But it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in. And doesn't it sound nice?
Maybe for her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilt.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body. That is a very dangerous train of thought.
I want to let her possess me. I want to see what happens. This would just be temporary, right? You'll leave once we're out of the cabin? Hell no, she won't. I'm not going to ask her that. If I let you in, do I still get to be in control? Probably not. Let's ask that.
Sure, why not?
That doesn't sound very reassuring. I can't believe you're even entertaining her right now. I mean, just look at her. Do you think she has good intentions for her murderer's body? Of course she doesn't.
Before I agree to anything, we need to talk about what happens after you leave this place. I was told you'd end the world. Fine.
And what? You just believed that? You killed me without giving it any thought? That's cold.
That's why I have the cold voice.
That's rich coming from her. Every time she touches us, it's like we freeze over. She's right, though, but that's neither here nor there. What's done is done. What we do from this point forward is all that matters. Let's try not to let emotion get the better of it.
How could I have ended the world? What are you going to do if I help you get out of here?
I don't know. Maybe I'll just fade away. Finally able to rest once I'm free from my unfinished business. Maybe I'll find someone to haunt. Maybe I'll haunt you. It's a tough question, asking someone what she's going to do with her life.
The princess leans in close and pauses, the frigid air between you stale and unmoving.
Especially when that someone is dead.
Oh my fuck. I love this.
She pulls back with a playful giggle.
I don't think most living people could answer that either. Does anyone actually know who they are or what they want?
You didn't answer my question. Do you want to end the world?
The only thing I've ever wanted was to leave this place. It's still the only thing I want.
Alright. You still didn't answer. Even if you don't want to end it, does letting you out of here mean though? No, let's just go back. I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different?
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. But we've already been over that, so why don't you stop stalling and let me in? It's so cold out here.
After I killed you, this cabin, I want to say it teleported? It wasn't in the woods anymore. Time stopped meaning anything. And I had to kill myself to escape.
You poor thing. That must have been so frightening for you.
Meanwhile,
You know, after everything we've been through, it's nice to see someone finally sympathising with us. This whole thing's been an ordeal, hasn't it?
it kinda has.
She doesn't mean it.
It serves you right. I was pretty scared too, when you stood there not saying a word with a knife clenched in your fist. But now you know how bad it hurts to get stabbed in the chest.
I mean, you've done that to me several times.
It sounds like you got exactly what you're owed.
Alright, that's Laudna. Where? Get me out of here. I killed you. What are you doing not being dead?
I don't feel very dead, but I guess I'm not dead. So you must have only mostly killed me. Or maybe death is only mostly real, but it's also mostly not real. I'm not sure. I'm just the one these things have happened to, not the one with all the answers, or any of the answers.
But we're not a ghost. Unless we are? Maybe that's why the mirror disappeared. We're actually dead.
No.
Death, at least as a form of permanence, is just a concept. And clearly it's not a very useful one anymore. Maybe we should throw it out entirely. See, this is why I didn't want you to talk to her. Death is not just a concept, it is an extremely real phenomenon. Don't let her distort your reality. Cold, hard facts exist. The truth exists. It has to.
This game is fascinating. Your body's right there, though. You're a dead body.
The princess glances back at the bones lying on the floor.
It's just a body. Do you believe these bones? Or do you believe me? Because those bones aren't talking to you.
She's seeing things pragmatically. We should do the same. Reality is what's in front of us, not our preconceptions of what it should be. There doesn't need to be a static truth. There doesn't need to be objectivity.
I'm really enjoying this. Do you want me to die? Do you want me to kill myself and to satisfy some sort of sick revenge fantasy? Because I already did that. And it wouldn't be hard to... I don't want to say that. I don't want to make it up to her either. Fine, let's challenge her. You're dead. Or at least mostly dead. What can you even do to hurt me?
A boring question with an easy answer. Nothing. She's a ghost. Ghosts can't hurt us.
That's for me to know, and for you to wonder about. Maybe I can't do anything to you.
See?
Or maybe I can rip your heart out. Who's to say, really?
I don't like the uncertainty here. I don't know what to do or who to trust.
I love these voice sounds. Okay. I've given it enough thought. To get you out of here. I'm gonna let her possess me.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer.
Oh, that's great.
I mean it.
That's a great line.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
This is great.
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
Got it. She's one of those people that doesn't hear voices when she thinks. And I'm one of those people that hear voices all the time. My brain is nonstop talking, saying things that you should do, things you shouldn't do. That's just how I think. But apparently there are people in this world that don't. And she's one of them. Weirdos. Supposedly they're the majority of the people in the world.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
Shards of broken glass on the floor. Is that from the mirror?
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
A voice? Me is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
Tell me more.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
I can't think straight. There's too much noise.
It's okay. We're almost out of here. Just take it one step at a time and everything will be fine.
Everything won't be fine if you listen to her. One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
I'm having so much fun with this.
Wouldn't that be nice? There's only one way to find out.
Let's leave.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
And it's gonna close.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world. Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another?
I just had an idea.
Or is it the same world reborn?
is an idea that I think would be cool if this game does it, but I don't think it will. Is if in one of these scenes where they're mentioning like where's home or whatever, they're like her home is outside of this world, and outside of this world they give you the location, and the location is actually wherever your IP location is, which would be messed up. But also very psychomantasy, like reading your memory card type of stuff. That'd freak me the hell
Against
out.
the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
I don't hate her. Oh, the narrator.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
Trudge forward.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
Open the door.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Open the door.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. You collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
And there's no mirror.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I
He had it
suppose.
coming. He had it coming.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Whoa, bro.
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
Oh shit. Hitchhiker. You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you.
I'm out. You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Don't mention it.
I think this was where I'm meant to be.
In empty nothingness? Oh shit. They took her. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach. Gaze into the reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. I'm withered. What? What does that mean? I was growing and now I'm withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
A little. Wow, this is nice. This is a beautiful track. Holy shit, this game is an experience in headphones. If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. You know what? Let's delve into this madness. Let's go crazy.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have. But that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for an understanding heart. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we finish?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves. But none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Let's do it. Let's attack it. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Fine, let's say this. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm gonna kill you, right?
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die.